if you live in a place that permits open carry, there are occasions when you're going to walk by armed, uniformed police officers with your gun on. It happens to me all the time. And I wanted to share a thought that I have that I think is extremely valid. And I think it brings up an important point of service to the community. So imagine now there's a uniformed police officer or two sitting in a restaurant. And imagine you're sitting there and you decide to use the men's room. And you get up, you got your gun on, and you walk by the table with the officer or officers. You walk right by them, heading to the men's room. Now, in the minds of those police officers, there's only two ways for them to view you. One, now mind you, this is a holstered weapon. You've heard me say on this show, a holstered weapon is a threat to no one. Weapon is only a threat when it is taken from the holster. I've actually had people say to me, like in a parking lot, "Oh, well, let me see your gun." No. I do not unholster my weapon in public. Period. End of statement. "Oh, come on." No, I don't do it. That's exactly why. An unholstered gun can be perceived by somebody watching as a threat. Could I blame them if I got shot at that point? No, I've got my gun out in a public place, out of the holster. I don't do it. Okay, so, holstered gun. Law enforcement, that officer or officers, have one of only two ways to look at this. Either, here comes this person they don't know. We've got to presume the person is a citizen, unless there's some reason to presume otherwise. So here comes an American citizen. They don't know the guy. He's got a gun. In a holster, minding his own business, walking to the men's room. There's only two perspectives they can have. Number one, this guy's a threat to us. The other one, an armed American citizen is not a threat to us. Those are the only 2 points of view they can hold. He's a threat to us, or he's not a threat to us. If the perspective is he's a threat to us, then what that means is the mindset of the officer or officers is the American public, the armed American public is a threat to me. If I don't know you and you're carrying a gun, you're a threat. What that means is that the armed American citizenry, the quote capitalized the people, is perceived by that officer as a threat. But for the sake of argument, let's say that law enforcement is hired to serve the community. Okay? I'm not sure legally that's true, but that's a lot of the rhetoric that you get from law enforcement. Especially if you criticize, "Hey man, we're here putting our lives every day on the line for you, damn it." Okay? So that would mean that the message is we're here to serve the community. Well, if you consider armed Americans, law-abiding armed Americans, going about their business as a threat, it means you cannot serve the community. You cannot serve the people that you're supposed to be serving if you see them as a threat to you. It's a contradiction in terms. You can't do it. It means all the people that you're supposed to serve are actually a threat to you. Can't be done. So what's the answer? Well, I can only come up with one answer. If that officer believes that an armed American populace is a threat to him, therefore he cannot serve them, he needs to resign. Plain and simple. He is not suitable to serve us, and he must resign. I'm Dave Champion. I'll be back right after these words.